Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. We have a very big show for you today. We are, of course, announcing the Armfights Unleashed 4.0 tour and what is going down on the main event card, most importantly. Now, this one is happening in Sydney, Australia. We are looking at February 2nd to be the date. That is Saturday, February 2nd in Sydney, Australia. Now, there is, of course, going to be a tournament, both a pro and amateur tournament, as the undercard to this event. But the one that we are most interested in is what is going on the main event card. Now, there are 5 nations being represented in Armfights Unleashed 4.0. And let's start with the announcements from the lightweights moving up to the heavyweight main event. Now, the first match that we're going to be seeing on this Armfights Unleashed 4.0 card is Sam Burnett up against Alfred Corker. Now, we have seen Sam Burnett earlier. He featured in Armfights Unleashed 2.0 where he faced Mickey Lonzarevich. Now, Sam Burnett is the new kid on the block in Australian arm wrestling. He is only 18 months into the sport, yet he finished second at the Australian Arm Wrestling National Championships earlier this year, only weeks ago in fact, and he is going to be taking on the very seasoned Alfred Corker on the right arm over 6 rounds. Alfred Corker, of course, pulling out of Victoria. He has finished as high as 11th at the World Championships, at the WAF World Championships back in 2015, and he's been arm wrestling for 6 to 7 years, so very experienced and very conditioned to the sport. Can't wait to see that match, Sam Burnett, Alfred Corker. The next match we have got is an absolute cracker. Here is one of my favourite pullers, Mickey Lonzarevich. He is the in-form lightweight in Queensland, Australia at the moment. He has finished as high as second at the Australian National Championships under the Australian Arm Wrestling Federation. He is in form at the moment. He just beat and crushed Sam Burnett 5-1 not long ago in Armfights Unleashed 2.0. His opponent is the absolutely decorated lightweight from New Zealand, Zurab Kavats. Zurab is actually Georgian born. He comes with absolute arm wrestling pedigree, and he will be facing Mickey Lonzarevich. Both of these guys are going to be weighing in close to the 80 kilo mark, and it's going to be an absolute red hot arm wrestling match here. 6 rounds, Zurab Kavats up against Mickey Lonzarevich. I cannot wait. Moving up from there, we have another very interesting match. We have the Brazilian superstar, Pepe Panzetti. He has finished as high as the podium, I believe, in WAF World Championships. He's done it multiple times. He's beaten Danny Tesh twice at WAF World Championships. He is a Brazilian national champion. He is going to be taking on Queensland and Australia's Tim O'Sullivan. Now, Tim O'Sullivan is the Toddzilla of Australian arm wrestling. This man has more side pressure than anybody else in the country, and his ability to pull with his wrist back is phenomenal. This man will not say die. Pepe Panzetti, the absolute favourite going into this match. But in the straps, there is no one harder to pin in Queensland and Australian arm wrestling than Tim O'Sullivan. I cannot wait to see this match. It is going to be a red-hot cracker of a super match, 6 rounds. Okay, from there we have myself up against Anmol Sandhu. Of course, Anmol Sandhu is the former Indian overalls champion. He now resides in New Zealand and has been crushing everybody in New Zealand at their national championships for the last few years. He is weighing in, we're going to be meeting at 90 kilos. He is, of course, the current 85 kilo Oceanic champion where he defeated Jordan Davis at last year's Arnold's Classic. He and I will be facing, we'll be meeting at 90 kilos, and I cannot wait to rumble with that man. We're going to finally work out who is the top dog, because we've been eyeing each other off for quite some time, and a lot of people in this part of the world have been waiting for this match. I cannot wait. Moving on from myself up against Anmol, we start to move into the big, serious matches. Now, this one we have Lachlan Adair up against big Mata Hetawara from New Zealand. Matt is, of course, the undefeated New Zealand champion. He has never lost a match in New Zealand, and he is a multiple Oceanic champion and many-time national champion. He is facing Lachlan Adair, who is only 2.5 years in the sport, but is absolutely crushing people. He is the left arm. Lachlan Adair was the first person in Australia to defeat the great Guntas Baikovs on the left arm. And right arm, he is taking names very, very quickly. These guys will face over 6 rounds on the right arm, and they will be the main undercard match to the main event. Now, the main event for Armfights Unleashed 6.0, it's an exciting one. It's something I cannot wait to see. Now, we have, of course, just saw Daniel Mosier on Armfights Unleashed 3.0, where he defeated me in style. He is going to be coming out to Sydney, Australia. Dan Mosier will be the main event, and he will take on his doppelganger, Brett Coots from Australia. Doppelganger Brett Coots Brett is the 100 kilo national champion. He has absolutely dominated that weight category for a long time in Australia. We, of course, saw Brett Coots defeat the great Ron Barth on the left arm at the Arnold's Classic earlier this year. And he will now face Dan Mosier on the right arm. This is an absolute war. Brett is a slow-moving powerhouse. Daniel Mosier, an absolute out-of-the-blocks gun. I cannot wait to see if Brett Coots has the ability to stop him and make it a long match. 6 rounds, these guys, is going to be our main event of the evening. Guys, it is all going to be happening February 2nd. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, to the Facebook channel, to our Instagram, our Twitter. All of those things are going to be keeping you up to date. And of course, big thank you again to our event sponsor, Combat Arms Sports. Those guys make amazing tables. Check them out, combatarmsports.com. All right, guys. I'll be seeing you very soon in Sydney, February 2nd. Make sure you stay in tune because John Brzenk and myself are going to be breaking down everything that's happening for this match. We'll be looking at each match individually, giving you our predictions and getting some interviews with these guys as well. Watch for the posters coming out. And it'd mean the world to me and Pound for Pound Arm Wrestling if you could hit share on all those posters. All right, guys, I'll be seeing you soon at Armfights Unleashed 4.0.